You know, it's a beautiful day for baseball when you can smell the hot dogs cooking right beneath you as we welcome you back to Yukon, Oklahoma. It's the bottom of 2, brought to you by Cavens Group. If you have an emergency any time of day or night involving fire, water, mold, or weather, call Cavens Group today at 405-573-3048. Still scoreless. It's Aiden Towers up to bat to lead things off for Yukon. And partner, this has been a very close battle so far.
Yeah, and it's kind of exactly how I expected it to be, in a little bit of a different fashion. Rather than being really a duel of the pitchers, it's been the duel of the fielders. Still defensive, still kind of what we anticipated on the score box. I think Yukon was a little bit unfortunate in the last inning. They look solid, so I'm curious to see what they'll do in the middle part of their lineup.
Well, it was 3 up, 3 down last inning for Yukon, but not in the way that anyone might have expected. Fish got tagged out trying to hit third. Compton got out, was caught in a pickle trying to steal home as this one will get down fair. And Towers is looking at a double. No, he will stay parked. And after a few questionable calls from the base staff, they'll play a little bit more conservative here, keeping Towers over at 1.
I understand being nervy after the last inning, but that's a far and away into right field. If he makes that throw to second, then credit to him. I think you'd send him. Didn't quite round the base at the speed that maybe he was looking for, though. But that's 4 batters up, 3 hits. You can't complain about that rate.
Up to bat now, the catcher today, it's Landon Ritchie. As Barfield will check back to first. This is a very fast team. We've talked about it a lot so far this season. Just about anybody 1 through 9 capable of turning on the Jets and getting a free base. Check swing will be shaken off by Ritchie. He knew he should have pulled the trigger there.
Yeah, that was right where you want it, especially with it dropping low in the center part of the zone. If you get your barrel on that, it's gone.
That offering high.
He tried to go low to high. I think he wanted that to drop just a little bit. Fortunately, he didn't get the spin on it. Ritchie with a good eye on that pitch for sure.
2-1 count.
Yukon hitting so much better than their last several games, Parker. That has to be a scary sign.
For a team that is so good defensively, to really start to get it together on offense, it can be a terrifying prospect. Let's maybe hold our tongue, though, for Ritchie's sake, as that count will be even at 2 now. Inside and high, almost got away from Cunningham.
Really good eye by Ritchie. That's a hard pitch to lay off when it's high in the zone on a third strike potential. It's very difficult to lay off. Gets himself a full count.
And here's the payoff. And it will be high, and Ritchie will take his bag. It's 2 on, no outs for the Millers.
That was just a phenomenal at-bat for Ritchie. He started off cold, got down early, and just fought his way back into the count. Excellent stuff getting the walk. Not every batter would be able to do that. In comes.
So we saw Weaver feeding Barfield earlier, some pitcher-on-pitcher action. Now the scripts have flipped as Baylor Weaver, the Dreamweaver, will step in to lefty with 2 on and no outs.
It may be a pitcher today, but this guy is typically one of the lethal portions. Oh.
And another ball gets away from Cunningham. This time, though, the Tigers will pay the price as both runners are now in scoring position.
Well, Weaver has a chance to not just clear the bases as a pitcher, but clear the bases on the plate, and he's more than capable of it. This is a big pitch, even a couple of pitches upcoming for Norman.
1-0 count. Normally, Weaver in this situation would put one in the dirt. Now with runners on second and third, I imagine he's been given the green light, especially up 2-0.
With no outs, so all you need to do is hit this one really into outfield, and you'll bring a runner home. take the early lead. Second inning action. This is a huge at-bat for Weaver.
Christian Day out in right field for the Tigers needs to be on his toes here. Big swing, nothing doing there for Weaver. Will be strike one.
Excellent pitch. You're not going to see anything easy here. He'd rather walk Weaver than give him a chance, because you'd rather load the bases, get yourself an out anywhere situation, than risk a hit here from a very capable batter late in the lineup.
Weaver batting sixth for this Miller team. He'll take ball 3, and you talk about giving him the green light. Well, I don't know if there's anything above green light in a 3-1 situation for a dangerous lefty hitter. He will swing here.
Just put it inside if I'm the pitcher. Hope you hit the box.
Wow, what vision from the senior as he takes ball 4. And there is so much pressure there as a hitter to swing a 3-1 count, no outs, 2 runners in scoring position, and to sit back on a pitch like that.
Well, that's what Baylor Weaver does. He's such a composed head. And you got to meet with the pitcher here. But, man, Baylor Weaver usually, he's the pitcher today, but this is a guy that's been batting pretty excellently. Walked twice on the Tuesday's game. 1 strikeout, but outside of that, he typically is a very well-visioned player. We've seen him take games over as well. He had a big hit on the game on I believe it was Monday, if I'm not mistaken, right? He had the big hit, ended up breaking things open. So Baylor Weaver, once again, just stepping up to the plate and doing something important, doing exactly what he's called to do, my friend.
I think you're thinking of Friday, where he was 2 for 3, and he brought in the first RBI that started the streak for Yukon.
One of the best fielders they have on the team, too. Baylor Weaver's doing it all this season. Got to be impressed, especially coming off the back of a really successful football season. 2 football seasons, he's had some decent statistics. So happy to see him just be successful, period.
Head coach Cody Merrill of the Norman Tigers out there with his crew. It's still a little early to pull Barfield, I think, but always a good time to check on in, see how we're feeling.
At this point, you may be accepting as the coach, okay, he's going to give up 1-2 runs. What you're hoping, though, is he at least get an out in that scenario. And so if you do have to pull the pitcher, it's not going to be a bases loaded with 0 out situation.
And so with the bases loaded, Yukon looks to get things going here. Here's Jack Pendleton. And Pendleton will take pitch number 1 beneath the knees.
I believe he's pinch hitting for Carter Creech, and this may be just a style of hitter type of thing where they're wanting some power here.
That's a pretty solid pitch. They say it's just a little high for ball 2.
Well, you have no reason. This is where you do lay off the pitch a little bit. Maybe he has a good eye at the plate. I'm sure what the strategy here is yet, but so far, 2 good layoffs.
That offering will not produce any results for the pinch hitter, as Pendleton still up in the count, 2-1.
Yeah, caught him with a little bit of extra zing on that pitch. That was a solid decision on the mound. It was dangerous, but it worked in his favor.
And that will be strike 2. So Barfield, after having a quick meeting with his team, is looking to turn it around here.
That one was pretty low. That's hard to not lay off of in this situation.
And with the count even at 2, Barfield fills it up once again, the second full count of the inning for him.
He's really struggled against lefties, probably another reason for this decision from Coach. Trying to get a free walk potentially.
And the payoff. And that is one that Pendleton wishes he could have back, as he is struck out swinging, and Barfield gets his first out on a high outside pitch.
Yeah, that's brutal. If you're Jack Pendleton, you got to lay off that one, I think. It was high, it was away, and even if you're 50-50 on it, with the situation in the game and no outs, you just let it pass, and if you get caught looking, so be it.
Here's first baseman Lucas Jones up to bat in the 8-hole, and he will take a bite of this first offering and come up empty.
Unfortunately for Yukon, they're getting in a portion of the lineup that struggled as of late. Tuesday, Lucas Jones went 0 for 3. Excuse me, on Monday, he went 0 for 3.
They'll take ball one there, though. That one blowing past his visor. Still just one out, bases loaded. Definitely an uphill battle for Ryan Barfield out on the mound.
I mean, what a job it would be if he gets out of this. He has turned it on when it matters most late in this Yukon lineup.
1-2 count against Lucas Jones. Millers really need him to lock in here. They'll even it up at 2 apiece.
That's tremendous patience from Lucas Jones in this situation. Got to really appreciate letting that one go.
Still just one strike away from 2 outs. And he'll fill it up again over there on the mound. Ryan Barfield, 3 straight full counts. One ended up in a walk. The other probably should have been a walk. Ended up being an out. We'll see what he has here. Jones will step out for a second. A lot of pressure here for this young man. And he will walk on over to first as the Millers will get on the board. 1-0 as Barfield will walk the 8-hole hitter. Now at the bottom of the lineup, it's Wyatt Jones, the brother of Lucas Jones.
Yeah, that's awesome work by Lucas Jones. To go from 2-2 to a walk, 0 complaints. Push a runner in. Barfield, he's doing a lot of things right, Parker. He's on the cusp of having an excellent game. It's just so many of these pitches just a little bit outside.
There we go.
And that first offering from Barfield will be strike 1 against Jones.
And frankly, that throw against Lucas that walked, that was pretty close. That's a near 50-50 call. I think it's the right one, but it was a good pitch, just a little low.
And props to Cooper Cunningham. He's lost a few of them so far today. That one he got up and got a hold of. So the catcher keeping things in play. No free runs if they can help it. Even count at 1. Another high pitch that gets away from Barfield. So 2-1 count. Another favorable situation for Yukon. And if they can flip the lineup here, partner, this could get ugly quick.
Well, they batted so well today. Wouldn't surprise me if they're able to get at least another run home.
3 straight high pitches for Norman.
The problem with these is these are easy reads for the batter too, especially in this scenario. As the bottom of the lineup, you don't want to be swinging at everything, and so you're naturally going to be more patient anyway. Got to test these batters, bring it closer to the zone. I'd be working that outside a little bit more.
And that one will be fouled off. Another full count. Make that 4 straight for Ryan Barfield.
Well, Barfield, instead of moving more to the outside or inside, he decides to take the high pitch on the previous go of things and bring it a little bit lower. Ryan Jones was all over it. Unfortunately, just didn't get the right contact on the bat.
And we'll see what the 6-foot junior on the mound can bring here. And that will be ball 4. He's walked 3 out of his 4 full counts this inning. potentially could have walked 4 had Pendleton not swung at that high ball, and the lineup will flip for Yukon as they bring in their second run of the day. Here's Eddie Fish up to bat, 1-for-1 with a single back in the first inning, and there will be a quick, very brief conversation between Ethan Vincent, the shortstop, and the pitcher for this Tigers team. Bases still loaded for the leadoff hitter. Still just 1 out. And that first pitch is well outside.
Well, Eddie Fish, we were saying, been struggling the last couple games. Well, he's figuring it out now. A home run in the last, led off with a single in this game. Fortunately got caught out running the bases. But he's starting to find his rhythm maybe.
And that one will hit Fish in the arm, and another batter will be walked. It's still no sign from Coach Cody Merrill to see if there's a pitching change here in the bottom of 2.
That's just something you can't do with loaded bases. Some of these, it's just as the inning has gone along, these pitchers are getting further and further away from the box. I think at some point, man, you got 1 out, you got bases loaded. I don't know how much it would hurt you to go ahead and pull the trigger, but they're wanting to keep him out there. You like the confidence maybe they have in him.
Well, they're having a meeting right here. I imagine this will be the end of the day for Ryan Barfield. And we'll see. Partner, there have been 3 runs scored today. All 3 of them have been brought in on walks for the Yukon Millers. Now, that doesn't say much about how they've been hitting, but if we were to look a little deeper into this, the answer would be pretty phenomenal so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at what you've done today, up and down the lineup, you have, just making sure I look at this right, they have 1 strikeout and then 1 fielded out, and ground out, and outside of that, man, they've been getting on base almost every single time. In the first inning, you look at it and you say, okay, well, it's 3 up, 3 down. 2 of those were because of poor base running decisions.
And there will be a pitching change, so we'll take a quick break here in Yukon. It's 6A baseball on KREFSports.tv.
Sod by Sherry has been growing high-performance turf since 1983. They grow 2 types of Bermuda, 9-iron and Tahoma 31, as well as Justice Fescue and Palisade Zoysia. Sod by Sherry has installed turf on all high-end golf courses in the state, as well as many important athletic fields, including the turf for OU Sooner football. To find out more about their turf varieties and pictures, go by sodbysherry.com. Let Sod by Sherry take your project to the next level.
It's a 3-0 game here in Yukon as the Millers are looking to make a stand on their home field as we welcome you back to KREFSports.tv, brought to you today by Van Hoos Fence. Their perfection is your protection. Call 405-735-1167 or visit vhfence.com. Now, there has been a pitching change for Norman, and I think that that's well warranted, partner.
Yeah, it is. It was a really, really big struggle for Ryan Barfield. He never was able to find his rhythm. Most of his pitches were to the outside, and as the inning went along, what you're hoping is, okay, he's starting to figure out what's been going on, but you just feel like the same issue was worsening. So I think it was the right decision to pull the plug and put in someone else. Not to say that Ryan Barfield isn't a good pitcher or anything, just wasn't his day, and that's okay. And it happens. In the first inning, through the second, he just wasn't able to find the zone a whole lot, and so as a result, got to make the change. So the question is now, Yukon, you're probably facing someone that has a totally different rhythm, a totally different style. That's what you want to do when you're in these scenarios, to catch the batters off guard. How do you respond?
Well, Coach Cody Merrill has swapped 1 6-foot junior for another as we welcome in Hayden Edgar to the mound, and he has a lot on his shoulders already. 1 out, bases loaded situation for this relief pitcher.
Anything that happens from here, you cannot fault Hayden Edgar. He is going to do everything he can, but this is a really tough situation to lead off your game with.
Especially against one of the best hitters on this team so far this year. It's Gabe Compton. 1 for 1 on the afternoon.
And that's an understatement. As one of the best hitters on this team this year, probably the most consistent.
And it will be a strike to get things going for Edgar.
Yeah, you want to target the interior of this zone for the most part. Prevent anything extended to the outside for a deep drive to out.
And that one had some serious movement for strike 2 as Compton watches that one go by as well.
By the time it was in the catcher's glove, it was far near the foot of the batter. That was some excellent movement.
0-2 hole for Compton. That one will be low and outside, the first ball of the day for Hayden Edgar.
Good eye. He went opposite side, low and away. Sometimes that can catch a batter after 2 straight on the in.
And a swing and a miss will bring out number 2 as the relief pitcher takes down one more to go to get out of 2. And up to bat now, the sophomore Drake Pace. And what a first showing from the junior on the mound.
Now you're looking for power. Want to drive and clean these bases up.
3 on, 2 outs. Pace fires at the first pitch. That one fouled high and back behind us.
Well, power is definitely what Pace was thinking. He swung at that first pitch with a lot of intention. I think it was just a little bit high, so it went off the top of his bat.
And Edgar has found a good rhythm so far.
The only thing I've seen Edgar potentially struggle with is when he does want to go to the outside intentionally. It's been a little bit away from him. That one was very low, an easy read.
Even count against the lefty. And Pace will watch strike 2 go by.
Yeah, it's tough. It was a similar pitch to what you just saw go right into the dirt. That's a tough one to take.
With a chance to leave 3 stranded. Edgar. 1-2 count, and Pace goes chasing. But not before the Millers can tack on 3. Norman up to bat after this break. The lineup flipped. Preston Boblet will get things going when we come back. It's KREFSports.tv.